Hey YouTube, I just wanted to I'm going to do 3 reviews. I'm going to start with Big Daddy Bouncer, and then I've got Big Sister, Little Sister, and Project Alpha. I haven't played Bioshock, but I like my figures, and these are nice figures. I've watched a couple of reviews and they look really good, so I picked these up recently. I just wanted to let you guys know what I thought of them. Quickly, I'd like to say that I picked these up from somewhere I've mentioned before, Parallel Worlds. It's in Dunstable, which is in Bedfordshire in the UK. They do mail order. They can get quite a lot of stuff of them, and they're pretty good with their prices. Most of the prices are cheaper than eBay or Amazon. I'll try and put a little link up in the sidebar, but I've got another video with a link on them, so if this is not up, go and have a look for that. Okay, now these figures are really nice. They're NECA, and NECA obviously put a lot of detail into their figures, not always that well articulated, although I've picked up some figures of theirs and they are really good. I had most of the Gears of War line and they weren't very articulated. It got better as it went on, but then I've got other figures like Dante's Inferno. I've got Dante, he's quite well articulated. Assassin's Creed, despite all his clothing, he's still quite well articulated, and these guys are pretty good, I've got to be honest, and the joints are pretty well hidden. I suppose all the armour helps, but they are pretty well hidden. But first off, I'd like to say, when I got this guy, I couldn't get him to stand up straight, so he was always looking flat at the ground, and his arm didn't seem right. The joint looked like the calf, lower bottom, oh gosh, so that's in the skin. The lower half of his leg was turned around the wrong way, so it was like that. So whenever I was trying to get him to stand, he wasn't standing properly, and that was the same on both legs and this arm. So check that out. Make sure you've got the little pads here underneath these big knee pads. This little sort of square of fabric, rectangular fabric under there. Make sure that's the right way around, and then he'll stand a lot better. Detail wise, I was just amazing on these guys. I'm going to pick the camera up so you can have a look, so I'm sorry if you get some unsteady shots. It's just little things with NECA, like the little crack in the armour there. You wouldn't get that with other toy companies. And you've got the, I don't know what they're called, wing nuts, that's what they're called, wing nuts. They're all done really nicely, you've got them all over. You want to be careful with them, because they are a hard plastic and they will break if you're not careful. But clearly these toys aren't for play. The paint app on them is absolutely amazing. It's a really nice metallic paint app, and you know, you would believe it was like a metallic material, not plastic. His boots as well have got nice marks, cuts. You've got the nice straps there with the weights on the ankles. Broken knee pad and solid knee pad, and then there's little breaks in the glass around there, and it just looks brilliant. It's a really nice figure. Articulation wise, oh, the camera stand falling over. There's no articulation in the head. I don't think they'd be able to put it in there where it's useful, but you've got on the arms, they come right out, which is really quite good, and you can't see the joint. Like I say, it's probably hidden by all the armour and clothing and that, but you can't see the joint, so that looks really good. You can get a full 360 out of it, and then you've got the elbow, which is a nice range there, and also 360, and then this hand 360 and a floppy. Then you've got the legs, they go around like that, they also go in and out. Once you get the lower half of the leg in the right position, you get quite a decent bend in the knee, and in the foot swivels 360 and pivots up and down, so you can get a nice pose out of them. Then you've got the drill on the other hand, same articulation on the arm, and the drill itself twists round. So yeah, he's a really nice figure. Doesn't come with a little sister, unfortunately, which I think is really silly, because that's what they're built for. So I don't understand why NECA didn't stick a little sister in with all of them, rather than making these extra packs. Well, I guess it's money at the end of the day, but they made these extra packs where you can get Eleanor to go with your subject Delta and another little sister. So it's like, if you have a couple of big daddies, then you're going to need to buy 2 of these packs, and you're going to have a spare figure that you don't need. So that's a bit disappointing. He's not a cheap figure at the end of the day, so it would have been nice if they stuck it in there. But I think that's him really. You know, I think I'm going to go ahead and just review all of them in one go. I can now do long videos on YouTube, which is nice, so let's make the most of it. If you all don't like that, then let me know and I won't do it again. There we go, that's Big Daddy. A nice hefty figure. And I'd recommend picking him up, because he's nice. If you like your figures, you'll like this guy. He looks nice on display. So put him to one side, and we'll have a look at Big Sister, Little Sister. These came as a 2-pack where I got them. You can get Big Sister on her own, but like I say, it's like, what's the point? Especially when you get her on her own, she'll have this basket for carrying the little sister in. So I don't even know why they bother selling it on their own. I mean, you know, they're tiny little figures. But anyway, I'll get to her in a minute. A nice figure again. I don't like this one as much as the Big Daddies. The Big Sister isn't as good as the Big Daddies, but I think, as I've said in many of my videos, female figures are always thinner and just don't feel as nice when you're playing around with them and getting them displayed right. They're not quite as nice, but this is still a good figure. This is the only figure where you can really easily take the backpack on and off. The other ones have got, I mean, it's got it here, it should pick up these little bits here that kind of stop it coming back out, but for some reason on this one you can, so I'm going to take this off for now. Articulation, good range of articulation on here. You can get a good, you know, almost 90-degree angle there, which is nice. They would do a 360, but they've got the armour. The armour's a nice soft rubber, so it doesn't get in the way of any poses you want to do. But you just can't do the 360. Not that you'd want to do that, because you can't do that in real life. And then you've got a good elbow joint, and the wrist turns and it's floppy. Hindered a little bit obviously by these big weapons. They aren't removable. Same on this side, but the elbow joint, like here, it goes up and down like that. The elbow joint on this one is there, and you can't turn it around, so you can't get a holding the hand straight out, just like that really, like in a cradling position. Waist articulation, like that, just up and down, no side to side. And then the leg articulation, I'm really impressed with it. I haven't seen this on a figure before. It's quite nice. It's not actually on the hip itself, it's on the top of the thigh. So it's like a little ball joint on the top of the thigh, so you get a really good range of motion, and it looks very realistic. So I'm very, very impressed with that. Oh, and I've just noticed, so you have that at the top of the thigh, and then you do have a hip articulation as well. I think you just have it on the one side, because you've got this big anchor here, and that's strange. So you can, on one leg, get it right out, and on the other one she's got this weight here, and so I think, yeah, it hinders it. I can't get it to move, and I'm not going to force it or break it. So that's good articulation around there. And then on the knee, she's got these braces, would you call them braces, down her legs? But neck are brilliant. You can still turn it because they're doubled up on the kind of ratchet joint there, and so the outside moves and the inside doesn't, so you don't lose any articulation on the knee. You get a nice good range of articulation, and then exactly the same on the foot at the bottom, which is brilliant. Detailing on her, this again is brilliant. Paint job is absolutely fantastic. I don't know if it will come up as orange, but this here is all red, but it looks like it's coming up as orange. There you go. You've got the leather belts and buckles, and her weapons are all nicely detailed. And then on the back here, which is brilliant, there's a little fish, and there's another one. I don't know if it'll pick it up. Just about picking it up. Just in there, there's another little fish, and that's carried on from here. And obviously the little sister sits inside the basket. She's just been drawing away. You know, nice smiley faces of her with a Big Daddy or Big Sister. So they clearly love them. And then the fish on there carry on to the Big Sister's helmet, and these just pop. Ooh, if I do it right around, just pop in. They don't come connected, obviously for saving packaging space. These are really sharp. Ow. But yeah, they pop in nice and easily. And then you've got some little red ribbons, obviously the little sisters put on there. Sits in there quite nicely. You do have to do a little bit of work to get a good sort of pose out of it, but once you do, it looks nice. They look good together. The little sister herself is brilliant, I've got to be honest. For a figure that's this small, it's absolutely fantastic. It comes with this little Adam sucker outer thing, which is nice. Sorry, I can give you a better look at that. Okay. But this figure is just amazing for the size. The amount of articulation, it's got the same articulation in this as the big sister, pretty much. You pretty much get a 90 degree on the arms, and then the elbow. There's nothing on the wrist. Got the waist, no twisty turny, and you have the knees, and up in here, I'm not just showing you her panties, you got the hip articulation, which is brilliant, and the neck is a ball joint, so you get a good range there. And the paint apps on this little figure is brilliant. It's just dirty feet going up, getting a little bit cleaner, and the hands are all dirty, and they've got lumps and spots on them. It's just brilliant detailing on these figures. NECA always do a good job, but this looks particularly good. Particularly impressed with that. And I think that's why it annoys me that they didn't come with all of them, because you know, they should come with them. But yeah, there we go. So that is little sister, big sister. Put them to one side. And then we have Subject Delta. They're bringing out in their series 3 of the Bioshock a Subject Omega, which is just a straight up repaint of this. Straight up repaints always disappoint me, like with the Masters of the Universe. Like, you know, Evil Lynn and Teela was bad enough, but Teela and the Goddess, I mean, that's just lazy. Straight up lazy. That's ridiculous. Anyway, we're talking about this. Again, brilliant detailing on this. The metallic finish is so metallic. It is outstanding. And then even on the fingertips, like you've got the fabric of the gloves, and it goes into the fingertips, and they're shiny. I don't know if it's picking up the shininess of them, but they're there. And then you've got his air pack, I guess it would be, on the back here. Somewhere for the little sister to stand, and then you've got the little handles where she holds on. And she does hold on to them. Let me see if I can get her to hold on to them. So when you do pick up your Eleanor figure, I guess, which I will be getting, there you go, she can hold on to them very nicely, which is great. Articulation on this guy is very good as well. You've got the arms, you can do pretty much a 90 degree, and the elbow, the wrist is a 360, although it's a little bit tight because on the leather strap here it gets a little bit thin as you're going around, but you can do it. And a floppy, you got a good waist ball joint there, so you can get a good range there. The legs come out, good knee joint, and a good range movement on the foot. Considering how big and bulky these figures are, the articulation is really good. On this arm, same, you can get it, I'm just not going to force it, pretty much 90 degree. And then the elbow, and this does twist, but not as easy as on the Big Daddy. And you probably don't want to keep doing it because you'll scratch up these. You can pop the drill off, and he has an arm that's missing. A bit pointless. Or you can, and I'll do it, pull the drill arm off, and you get a second hand, and he has a hand. And this is really good, right? But things like this really annoy me. It'll sound silly, I'm sure, but you see how this line of metal runs down the arm? In my head, the articulation should be so it bends there. But if you want him to bend forward, the metal goes around the back there. Just annoys me, silly little things like that. But yeah, so you can have him like that as well. Brilliant, brilliant figure. They're all brilliant. If you've been looking at these and thinking about picking them up, I would. Even if you haven't played the game. Like I said, I haven't played the game. I played the demo of the first one on Xbox, and that was it. I thought it was pretty good, but I'll be honest, I'm not into scary games. If a game, I like horror films, love horror films, but when I'm playing it, I can't play it. I just get too wound up with it, which sounds really pathetic when I'm saying it out loud. But that's the fact of the matter. I can't play it. I couldn't play Alan Wake. Brilliant game. Couldn't play it. Anyway, there we go. So there is a look at the 3 figures I've got so far. In the new year, because obviously it's Christmas and budgets being what they are, I didn't get it. I'm going to get the Big Daddy Rosie. I'll probably get the Lady Smith Splice just because once I start collecting stuff I like to complete the set. So I'll probably get Lady Smith Splicer, and I will be getting the Little Sister 2-pack thing. So when I get them I'll give you a quick look at them as well. Other stuff that I'm going to be doing, some more Batman Brave and the Bold stuff. I just didn't fancy doing it tonight. I really want to do Masters of the Universe Classics reviews, but there's a lot out there. So let me know if you guys would like to see them, let me know and I'll do them. But I'm not sure. I'd like to, but I don't know if it's worth my time. And I've got some stuff I'm really excited about. I'm waiting for 7 weeks for it. But I'm getting some Palisades Muppets. Coming through the post any day now, I hope. So when I get them, I'll do a review of them, because there aren't many up there. In particular that I'm looking forward to getting is a Pigs in Space set. I've got Miss Piggy with the Space Bridge, and Hogthrob and Pork, Strange Pork. So I'll do a look at them when I get them. But there we go. Sorry about my rambling. I think that will do me for tonight. So thank you very much, and goodbye.